Well, it's Friday. Another Friday has come. Time to deploy, obviously. I'm here with Jim as always. Jim, how was your week?
Good week, good week. Same as usual, same old. What about yourself?
Very busy. We've been doing a lot of videos this week. We've been doing webinars. We're doing a lot of planning around events, which is cool. We got a lot of stuff coming actually, and some we've already shipped, and some stuff that's coming. And well, you might as well get into it, see what we've done. So, for those who don't know, you can register for our webinars at octopus.com/webinars. We currently have one listed, which is in May. We're going to have a whole bunch more. So Steve Fenton and I are going to talk about the state of CI/CD. We've got a couple of webinars with folks in R&D. So watch this space. There's going to be lots of stuff coming here. One webinar that we did earlier this week was this one here, A Leader's Guide to Kubernetes CD at Scale. This was hosted by Bob and Kit, and this is a recording of the webinar here. And it's available up on our YouTube channel, so you can go ahead and check it out if you're so inclined. They spent about an hour talking about this white paper that we produced, which is of the same title. And you can find that on our white papers section, which is at /whitepapers. Essentially what this is it's like a large document that talks about what you need to consider, all the things you need to consider when doing deployments to Kubernetes, and in particular, Kubernetes, as it says, at scale. So what that means is when you're thinking about your Kubernetes deployments, what are some of the things that you have to think about? And so if you take a look at, judging by the contents here, align Kubernetes adoption to business goals, customer scaling their infrastructure, creating an Octopus cloud product as an example, blah, 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 blah. Overcoming technical challenges, overcoming business challenges, problems with scale. One of the terms that we'll talk about in this is YAML sprawl. I have a page for that, but these and other things you have to be obviously aware of. And so this white paper goes into all these details. And so if you're a technical person, or otherwise looking to do deployments to Kubernetes and looking to do it consistently, continuously, and you want to make sure that it works well for you, this is a white paper that can help. And so this is a white paper that's now available, and this is the recording that Bob and Kit of their webinar is now available on our YouTube channel. So there you go.
Awesome. Yeah, I just finished watching Kit and Alistair's webinar on the K8s agent.
Yes. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
we had a lot of people.
Really good.
Yeah, we had a lot of people register for that. We had about 150 people register for that. We had about 140 people register for this. So yeah, these are getting a lot of traction, these Kubernetes sessions, which is great to see. And again, if you need to, just grab it off of our downloads page. So you can go to /whitepapers, not downloads. Downloads is another link. You can go there if you want. /whitepapers. We have many white papers there just to show you what's listed there. So if you go to /whitepapers, we've got a bunch of them listed there, including our Kubernetes ones, but these are the ones that we've published. We published one on multi-tenancy, published one on deployments, the 10 pillars of pragmatic deployments, deployment survey report, which was cool. Some of these are a little bit older, but yeah, you get the idea. These are all the white papers we have available. So there you go, /whitepapers. This is what it looks like. Cool. So yeah, like I said, this was recorded earlier this week. You got some coming up, and we'll have more posted here shortly. We have some events that we're also going to. So right now, Retail Technology Show has just finished. We were in London, had a great time there. We arguably had the biggest booth we've ever had. It was 6 meters by 3 meters, which may not sound like much, but it is quite big by show standards. So it was one of the bigger booths that we've had. We had a great time talking to customers there. This was a really interesting conference for us because it basically was a conference that is oriented towards folks who are obviously using technology in a retail sense. What I like most about this website, you're going to love this, is the sort of star trail that you see here, circa 1993. This is really hot in my opinion, but yeah, this was a show that we went to. It was great. Had a great time there. Had a lot of conversations talking to customers about this, so we had a great time. And yeah, it was great. We handed out some new stickers that we had created, and some coasters, a new thing that we're doing. So we had a good time there. We are doing some other events coming up. So we've got a series of events that we're doing with Redgate. So these will be in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Chicago, and elsewhere. Namely New York. We've also at QED over in Europe, and then we've got PlatformCon as well, which is coming up in June. So a lot of stuff coming. This is not by any stretch the end. We've recently just signed the contract to be one of the sponsors for GitHub Universe. We will also be at KubeCon North America and other KubeCons to be named later. So there you go. We haven't published them yet, but that's like a sort of like little thing here. for folks who are watching the.
You heard it here first.
That's right. I don't care if I'm getting in trouble. This is an article written by Steve that was published in the New Stack earlier this week called "Elite Performance is Wasted on Feature Factories." So the whole point of achieving this performance level is to run more experiments with high confidence so your organization can learn more. This sounds somewhat familiar to continuous integration, continuous delivery, right? Sort of in that same vein of test often and early, deploy often and early, that sort of thing. So Steve talks about basically in the world of DevOps, when building out features, there are a variety of criteria that go into this, and being able to experiment turns out to be a really powerful capability. So he dubs it the infinite feature team. So feature teams are great. We have those at Octopus. Obviously, you're part of a feature team, Jim. What feature team are you on?
Well, our features are scalability and reliability.
There you go. There you go. So, but the infinite experiment team is another sort of take on this, which is basically labs, right? So we actually have a labs repo up on GitHub, and this turns out to be this turns to be a pretty good idea. GitHub Labs does this as well. So there's a labs or experimental aspect of GitHub. These and other ideas are great because they allow you to get, as Steve has dubbed here, fast feedback. So it allows you to basically put product into the hands of users. As I've said many times, a picture is worth 1,000 words, but a demo is worth 1,000 pictures. And I would say an experiment is worth 1,000 demos. So if you get a demo into the hands of customers, that would be a great thing. And so this is an article that makes the case for it, a very strong case, I would say. And Steve does a great job of articulating it. And this is available up on the New Stack, so you can check it out there if you'd like. Awesome. Now, I know you're a big fan of the roadmap, right? A lot of features here you're looking forward to, I would assume.
Yeah.
There's two
I haven't had a look in a while.
That's right. As I've always said, this should be your homepage, if not a bookmark. There's two features in particular that are really interesting. So there's the trigger release creation on a Helm chart update, and then there's the trigger release creation on a container image update. Now, these sound similar, and you wouldn't be mistaken if you had actually thought that these sound similar. In fact, they are. This is a new feature that we've just released support for, called external feed triggers. And this is a brand new video that we published earlier this week. This is from Kit and from Mark, and they're talking about a new feature we have in Octopus called external feed triggers. What this basically is, it's kind of akin to like Arc or automatically release creation. So when you actually publish a new package, for example, in the repo for Octopus, you can trigger a automatic release if you wanted to. The same thing can be said for other things as well. So in this scenario, what you're doing is for any time there's a Helm chart that's been updated or any time that there's been a new container that's been published and your feed is able to pull it, we'll go ahead and if you configure it, you can actually automatically release. So it is a release trigger that's now available as part of Octopus. And this is the video that explains it. It was recently published in our newsletter, which everyone got this week. And this is the video that accompanies it. So if you don't like reading and you want to watch a video that I put together with Kit and Mark, you can watch this. Mark actually goes through a very sort of soup to nuts sort of demo, talking about how it works, citing some examples. Very canonical or vanilla YAML in the example here. He's just pulling from the Kubernetes website to showcase it. And then he's publishing updates. And you see those releases get automatically created. So this is our new trigger type display. I don't know if you've seen this yourself, but this is what it looks like. So you can select a trigger type and you can say it's now an external feed. And so when an event fires and it says, hey, there's a new Helm chart or a new container image, we'll trigger an event off of that. And so you can schedule a release and do all that sort of stuff, which is awesome. So yeah, the new video we have, new articles. There's a blog post that accompanies this as well, so you can check that out up on our website now.
This is that push-based workflo, right?
Well, it's more of a pull. It's more of a pull. Push is what you yeah. So
it's
basically,
it's a push but via a pull.
Yes, well, you push, push pull. It is sort of like that. So we actually talk. So Kit talks about it here, where he's saying, oftentimes this is the case he makes. Sometimes you don't want to push releases, so you don't want to do a create release operation in Octopus. And he gives some examples here, but what Kit's saying in his video is like you want to push. Sometimes you don't want to push the release. That's why I use the GIF to push. And sometimes you just want to. So if you update your Helm chart or your container image, sometimes you just want to pull from the remote feed that is exposed, and so you use Kit's just talking about how you want to pull, and that's why I use the sort of tug-of-war, tug rope, whatever it is, GIF in this, and talks about why it's effective. So you can check out all that up on our YouTube channel, and it's up on our blog post. And so these are now these 2 roadmap items here. At the end of the video, which is probably the most important part, you can actually participate in our new feature for this. So we've got a QR code here that I'll just leave up briefly. You guys want to take a picture of this, you can go ahead and make it available. It's now available in Octopus Cloud. So we would love your feedback. If you use this QR code, you can let us know what you think. So there you go. Coolio. We were recently celebrating Passover in Israel. So this is in the Israeli office. So I don't know if you've ever been part of Passover before, Jim, but basically you do a lot of fasting and then everyone enjoys a meal. I think it's after a few days. I can't remember. I don't know. But what I was really taken back by was like how good the new offices, or not the new office, but the refurbished office looks with our new logo, etc. in Israel. So that's cool. So
Awesome.
Everyone got together and shared
Delicious.
some food. Yeah, awesome stuff. Colin, who's our SVP of product, he recently put a post up on LinkedIn talking about how we're making some changes to our UI. In particular, we're changing the way the navigation is. So we're moving it from sort of from the top of the page where we have like a series of buttons, and we're moving it over to the left. And so he's basically putting a call to action to say, hey, what do you think? So this is part of this feature here called vertical navigation. We would love your feedback on this to see what you think. And part of it is because we have to scale our UI. We have too many functions. So we have too much stuff going into the product. So yeah, let Colin know and let the UX team know what you think. So that's available up on our LinkedIn page. Anything you want to wrap up with for this week?
No, good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Well, if you happen to stumble upon this video, feel free to like and subscribe as always. And then, yeah, nothing else to say. We'll see you next week. Happy deployments, everyone. Take care.